What's up, YouTubers? Coming to you. This is your girl Nick, just giving you an update on what's going on in my life, and what's going on with the Vyvanse. So it is I had to cheat. It is week 8 of the Vyvanse. Been doing still pretty good. Just again, the dry mouth, being thirsty thing, is really the only side effect directly related to the Vyvanse. I have been struggling a little bit more with binging. Um, I binged last week, and then the other day, um, I binged as well. Like I think I had, according to my calorie count, I had maybe, oh boy, it was like I think almost like 2,000 calories in like a 1 hour span, after dinner. Sorry, I'm a little itchy. Um, So I've been struggling with that. I'm not really sure what's going on with the binging this week. The only thing that I can think of is that it's triggered from hormones. I am PMSing due to have my cycle this week. So, I can only think maybe it's related to that. Because I haven't been upset or haven't been emotional or anything like that. Those are my normal triggers. So the only thing I think of is because of the fact that I'm hormonal. So that has negatively impacting my weight loss right now. From last week to this week, I actually gained a pound. Um, it's and I've been struggling more with the binging over the last couple weeks. So my weight's been fluctuating a lot over the last couple weeks. I'll be doing good, and then I binge, and then I gain like 2 pounds, and then I have to work to get that off, and then I binge again, then I gain another 1 or 2 pounds, and I work that off. So I've been gaining and losing the same like 2 pounds for the past like 3 weeks. So I'm really need to get a handle on that. Still going to the therapist. Um, we haven't really gotten into like things to do instead of binging. I know I mentioned before I have my 10-minute rule where I wait 10 minutes and then I try to wait another 10 minutes and wait another 10 minutes, try to put off binging. Um, but the times that I binge, like I haven't been able to stick to that. Um, so in therapy, we've been talking about stuff that's happened in my life. Again, my current therapist echoes my other therapist, where she says I've been through a lot of trauma in my life. I don't see it as trauma. I just see it as stuff that I've had to deal with and go through. But obviously, that stuff, whether it's called stuff or called trauma, has impacted my life and impacted how I live my life and my reactions to things. So we've been working on that. And then we're going to be going forward, I guess, working on body image stuff, because I do have a lot of body image issues, like a lot. I really don't see any part of myself that is positive other than like my booty, because I do like my little badonkadonk. But other than that, like I can rattle off the things of my body that I don't like like that. So we're gonna be working on body image issues, which is always nerve-wracking, to try to change those behaviors and those thoughts. So that's what's going on in therapy. Just with my overall health, because y'all know I say I'm broken. I got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff wrong with me medically. I've been like getting dizzy over the last 2 weeks where I just get these dizziness attacks. I'll just be sitting or standing, not doing anything. And all of a sudden I get really dizzy and it's like I'm drunk. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going, whoa. But I'm actually not. I'm just sitting there. I did go see my primary. I know from past experience I have excess fluid in this ear, as well as this year, but mainly this one. That gives me normal dizziness when I go like up and down steps, and like if I go from a sitting to a standing position, or laying down in a sitting position, I actually hear the fluid in this ear, and it sounds like the ocean. It's like it's really kind of funky, but it's really annoying at this point because I've been dealing with it for like 11 years. Um, so my primary wants me, oh shoot, I need to do that. She wants me to do Flonase, even though I don't have allergies. I've tested negative for allergies, but she says it'll help the eustachian tubes kind of drain a little bit. and increase my water, which I suck at drinking water. I hate water because it goes right through me. I drink a bottle of water, I'll be peeing for the next 5 hours regularly. So that's why I don't like drinking water, but I've been trying to bump it up a little bit the past couple days. Nothing crazy, only like 2 or 3 bottles, but I mean, it has me peeing forever and ever and ever, so I really hate it. So, so that's going on. And then also, I woke up Tuesday to having some like pelvic pain. And I was like, crap, do I have another UTI? So I made an appointment to go see my urologist because I have a bladder condition anyway. It's called interstitial cystitis, which basically just means the lining of my bladder is inflamed. So how they treat it, in my case anyway, because I've tried a couple different medications, the ones that work best for me are actually an antidepressant and an antihistamine, like a strong Benadryl. So I joke and say that my bladder has allergies and that it's depressed because that's the medicine that they use to help treat my bladder. So normally, if I'm not on that medicine, it feels like I have to pee every 5 seconds. I can literally just finish peeing and I feel like I really have to go again. So those two medications, along with dietary changes, have really helped my IC a lot. But when I start getting those symptoms, it's always like, is this a flare of my IC or is it a UTI? And the only way to tell is to go to the doctor, get your urine dipped. If it shows anything, they send it out for a culture. So that's what I did. I actually ended up going to urgent care because I've found that if I wait too long, like even a couple days, and I do have a UTI, it with that coupled with my interstitial cystitis, it is the worst pain that I've felt, to the point where I'm crying because it hurts so bad. So as soon as I start thinking I might have a UTI, I go see the doctor to get it confirmed or ruled out. So I went, and of course, they dipped my urine, and I had white blood cells. So that in combination with my symptoms are conducive with a UTI. So they got sent it out for the urine out for culture just to see what grows and what kills it. They did start me on antibiotic, but this makes my third UTI in 4 months. I had one in October, I had one last month, and now I have one this month. So I still saw my urologist yesterday to talk to her about that because that's a problem, having frequent UTIs. It can cause all kinds of problems if you keep having them. So I was talking with her and she's like, "Oh, have you noticed any correlation to events?" And I was like, "Yeah." So basically, this is a little TMI, but basically, every time not every time, because that's an overstatement, but every time I have a UTI, what has happened is my husband and I have had relations 2 days prior. And I mean, I do all the normal stuff you're supposed to do. Like, I make sure I wipe from front to back. I pee like right afterwards, after we've had relations. But I still get, I frequently now get UTIs like after having relations with my husband. So now what we're having to do for that is my neurologist is going to put me on an antibiotic basically for at least like the next 6 months. Not every day, but basically what happened, this so takes the spontaneity out of sex. But what's gonna happen is every time me and my husband have sex, I have to take an antibiotic beforehand. I just think it's funny. Sorry. I just think it's funny that I have to take an antibiotic for sex. But yeah, so that's the plan. So I have to take an antibiotic every time I have sex with my husband. Um, so I had to talk about sex with my urologist because she's like, if it's like, 2, 3 times a week, that's fine. She's like, but if you find you having to take it like every day, like you getting it in, like, I mean, she didn't say get it in like that, but if you getting it in like that, she's like, then you need to come back and see me because then we need to change your dose. So I now have to take an antibiotic. And then go back and see her in 3 months. She wants to see how I'm doing in 3 months. And then in October, so 8 months from now, she wants to see me again anyway to regroup because the beginning of next year, my husband and I are going to start trying for a family. So obviously that means we're going to be having relations a lot more, which means I could be having UTIs even more. So then I have to see my urologist to see, what the game plan is going to be then, if we need to change the antibiotic at that point. And then she, of course, counseled me on, you can't be on your amitriptyline and your hydroxyzine if you're going to be trying to get pregnant. I was like, yeah, I know. I literally have to get off of like all my medications once we start trying. So that's the other big thing that I'm not looking forward to not being on my medication for, but it's for a good reason. And my urologist did say that she's found that once I am pregnant, um, that should help my IC problems. So that's pretty helpful, or something to look forward to anyway. So that's really what's been going on with my life. Like I said, there's always something medically going on. I am broken. That's the term I use. Somebody gave me that term years ago, and it kind of just stuck. I am broken. I have a lot of shit going on, but I try to keep positive and, do what I'm supposed to do. So hopefully when I check in with y'all next week, I have gotten this weight gain thing under control and I'll be back on to losing. Again, if you like my videos, please subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, please put them down below. I do read them and respond to them. If there's any topics you want me to cover or discuss, let me know and I'll do a video on them. So y'all have a good day. See you next time. Bye-bye.